come to the front. We're gonna start standing. I'm gonna stand in mountain pose. I'm gonna make sure my toes are connected, my heels are apart. I'm gonna make sure I'm pulling in the belly. Shoulders are up, back and down. Hands are gonna come beside me. Head, I'm gonna imagine there's a little string pulling me up. Hands are active, so they're pressing. Glutes are tight. And I'm gonna inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. The noisier the better. We're gonna activate a little bit, just kind of move a little bit here, and we're gonna start off with some sun salutation, which is always a favorite to start with. So together in mountain, we're gonna inhale up. Swan dive down, exhaling. Half lift, inhale. Exhale, forward fold. Inhaling, I'm going to step back into lunge, making sure my knee does not go over my toe. That's always a great stretch. We're gonna come back to plank, making sure our booty is tight, we're level, belly sucked in. We're gonna go down, 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 holding if we can in chaturanga. I'm gonna scoop into up dog. Inhale, exhale, down dog. Good. Inhale, we're gonna come into a lunge. So before, it was my left leg that went back, so now my right will come into lunge. Try to alternate which side comes into lunge. Bring up your other leg together. We're gonna roll it up super slowly. Okay, good. So we're gonna do that a couple of times. I'll try to cue you while we're doing it. Inhale and exhale is very important each move. Make sure you're doing it. If we hold for a little while, let's take a couple of breaths. So let's inhale up. Exhale, swan dive. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, ragdoll. Inhale, my lunge. We can actually take a few breaths here. We'll do it quicker in a minute, but right now we're just gonna take a few breaths. Plank. Take a few breaths. Exhaling, chaturanga. Inhale into up dog or cobra. You can go all the way down. Down dog. We're gonna take a few breaths here, pedaling out my legs. Into lunge. Good job. A few breaths here. I don't know this jam. This is a different song. Inhale up. Inhale, rolling it up. Good job. All right, we're gonna go a little faster this time. So move all the way up to the front and let's get ready. We're gonna go through as fast as, not as fast as we can, as fast as you can comfortably go through. So inhale up. Swan dive. Inhale, half lift. Forward fold. We're going into left leg back, or right leg back lunge. Plank. Chaturanga. Up dog or cobra. Down dog. Lunge on the other side. Both feet together. Inhale it up. Exhale at the top. Inhale. Exhale, swan dive. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale. That right leg comes back. Plank, both legs are back. Chaturanga. Up dog. Down dog. Back into lunge. Both feet together. Roll it up. So I've done a couple times on one side. Now I'm going to switch so the other leg goes back first. Inhale up. Swan dive down. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, ragdoll. So now I'm going to put my left leg back. Opposite. Ooh, yeah. Plank. Chaturanga. This time I'm going to go all the way down and show you how to make sure your feet go down. Cobra. Down dog, so curl the toes. Come back. My left leg's going to come forward now. Both together. Inhale, roll it up slowly. Good job. We're going to do it again on that side so we can have both sides. Inhale. Swan dive down. Half lift. Ragdoll. Left is going back into lunge. Plank. Chaturanga. I'm going to go all the way down for this one again. Lowering my feet. Cobra. Curling the toes under. Down dog. Now it's my left leg. It's going to come forward. Both together. Roll it up. Good job. So that's a little sun salutation flow. I'm going to inhale and I'm going to take a quick sip of my drink today. Definitely want to stay hydrated while we're rolling. We'll do a few balances. Let me move back a little bit. There we go. So we're going to start with a few balance poses. So we'll start with some tree. So pick a leg. I'm going to go right leg will stay down. Left leg is just going to kickstand, opening that leg and hip. Arms at this point, you can inhale up. And in tree, pick your branches. Do you want wide branches? Do you want hands overhead? Do you want heart center? Pick your favorite style. Most people do like to go with first to the wild branches. Breathe here. If this is super steady for you, make sure this leg is not stick straight. We want to have a little slight micro bend in it. You can move your other leg up, making sure we're not like right here on the knee. So if you do go up, you have to kind of try to get it to stay in that position. Inhale. If you're super steady, you can try different arms. Different variations, just to kind of get your balance off. You make your tree whatever tree you would like it to be. This is your practice. We just want to inhale and exhale. And I'm picking a spot in front of me, which is going to be my spot that I can focus on while I'm doing my balancing. Because if you're focusing on me and I'm moving, you're going to move and fall down. Inhale, exhale, down. I like to roll that other ankle out because sometimes staying in a position for a little while gets it going. We're going to switch sides. So now we're going to go to this side, which is my left. I'm not sure on the video if it'll end up being your right, but my left. I'm going to stay. It's not going to be stick straight. It's going to have a micro bend. So my right is going to kickstand, kind of pushing that hip open. I'm going to start wherever I would like, but inhale it up. And just breathe here. Inhale, exhale. You want to make sure that belly is tight, bottom is squeezed. Head, there is always a string pulling you up into the heavens. If you feel like I need more of a challenge, you can move your arms, or like we talked about, you can move your actual leg. That's where I'm getting wobbly. Ooh. Inhale, exhale. Change your arm positions if it's too easy. Heart center is always a nice, easy balance one. Or if you need the extra room and your arms are wonky, you can go with big old branches that are flying around. Or find your position. You can even take a bind behind your back, grabbing both of your elbows, opening that chest and heart. Beautiful. Inhale, and we're going to exhale back down. Beautiful. Your tree is your practice. I love that one just because so many different people, you can do it different ways, and everybody loves that one. It's a favorite. Even the kids, they love playing the wonky tree. So after tree, we can do some more balancing. Always my favorite. So we're going to start with right leg down. I'm going to turn a little sideways so you can see. Micro bend in that knee, not stick straight, micro bend. What we're gonna do is put our other leg behind us on our toes. I'm gonna put my hands right here, and what I'm gonna do is palms are gonna be behind me to where I'm gonna be pushing actively with my shoulders. So up, down, and back on those shoulders. I'm gonna be pushing back. Pulling in that belly, tighten those glutes really tight. And what I'm gonna do, micro bend in this front knee. I'm gonna inhale, and on my exhale, I'm gonna lift up just a little bit, kind of leaning forward a little bit, pushing. It's almost like you're almost into Superman, but this is just kind of a balancing pose. With our leg behind us, we will breathe. What we're doing is this leg over here that we're standing on, we're activating that thigh muscle. One of our biggest muscles. We need to activate it, get it nice and fired up before we do some stretches. Actively pressing with those hands so that your shoulders are active in this pose. On this inhale, exhale, swing that leg out to the side. My hands are going to come out to either a T or they can come out beside you. Whatever helps you with your balance. Keep that toe pointed over here. You should feel a burn right now. Inhale, exhale. Good job. Inhale, exhale, we're gonna swing it forward. My arms are coming forward so that I'm activating those shoulders again, pressing these hands together. Good. You feel the burn, you get the shakes, that's great. Your body is saying, ooh, what are we doing? We like to keep it thinking and asking. We don't want to do the same thing over and over. Inhale, exhale, down. Woo! Should be on fire right there. That's good. I like to be on fire a little bit. Make sure that I am very active and getting my muscles going. We're gonna switch sides now. So I'll switch a little bit over here. Now it's gonna be my left leg is gonna stay down, not stick straight, but a micro bend. I'm gonna actually come forward on a little bit. My other leg will go behind me. My hands, palms are facing behind me so that I can be active, shoulders up, down, and back, so that I can press against that imaginary wall behind me. Inhale, exhale. I'm gonna lift it up and point it. And you can lean forward a little bit if you need to, like Superman. And we're gonna breathe here. Good. Find that spot in front of you, your balancing spot. Good. Let's inhale. And as we exhale, move your arms out. Swing that leg over to the side, pointed toes. Make sure that leg has that micro bend in it. Good. Should feel some burning. Inhale. Exhale. Ooh, bring it forward. Woo, we got this. We can do it a few more minutes. Inhale, exhale. Breathe through it. Press that breath out if you need to. Good job. All right, inhale. Exhale down. Woo! That leg is on fire. I don't know about y'all, but I feel like I've been running, so that's good. We always want to make sure we feel like we're working it out and moving it, you know? I'll move my water down here so that it's a little easier to get to. Okay. So let's go ahead. Let's do a couple of cleansing breaths. After we start activating and balancing, sometimes the heart rate does get up pretty good, pretty high. I'm trying to see if mine has a heart rate on there right now, but no, so sorry. This is the part where your heart rate will go up, and then when we're doing our relaxing parts, when it goes down. So let's do an inhale up. Exhale, swan dive. Good, let's roll it up. My heart rate's at 115, so it was starting to get activated a little bit when I'm coming down, so. Inhale again. Swan dive. Roll it up. Okay, good job. So we're going to do a couple of more balancing poses. So what are some favorites? Let's see. Airplane's always a favorite, so we could go into airplane. I'm going to keep with, since last time I did right first and then left, I'm going to go and go back to right because I've given it a little bit of a break compared to the other side. So I am going to keep this right leg not stick straight, micro bend in the knee, coming forward a little bit. We're going to kind of go back to the same pose almost to where we're putting our leg behind us. Hands are going to come back. This time we can do a variation with our hands, just kind of depends. So let's inhale up. Exhale, pushing the air back down. Inhale. And let's exhale. And let's start to lean forward. Keeping that micro bend. You're going to keep leaning wherever you feel comfortable. You can change your arms. They can be, your palms can be facing your body. They can be facing the back, whichever one you prefer. Just make sure they're active. Go to where you feel comfortable. Make sure your hips are still in line with the ground. We're not poking them out, rotating it. We want to keep them kind of parallel here. Inhale and exhale. Let's try to get a couple breaths here. Coming out of it slowly, we're gonna raise back up, lowering that other leg. Good. We're gonna go the other side. We like to always get a couple breaths each time. Each pose just kind of helps a little bit. So we will do that on the other side. Ready? We're going to left leg forward, slight micro bend, but you're gonna put your weight on that leg. The other one, which is my right, is gonna come behind me. I'm gonna do an inhale, exhale. So inhale. Pushing the arms down, exhaling. Good. Inhale without moving the arms this time. Arms are going to be beside you. Exhale. We're going to lift the leg. We're going to start to anchor forward a little bit. I'll turn to you guys a little bit. There we go. Making sure my hips are not out. They're going to be parallel, and we're just lifting that leg. We want those hips in a line right now. Wherever you feel comfortable, you can keep going. If you feel super wobbly, you can hold. And then when it steadies out, you can move forward and challenge yourself a little bit more. Good. Inhale, and then we're gonna come out slowly. Woo! Okay, that should be burning the back of the thigh and the glutes. Oh my. Love it. Burning is good. You don't want it to be a sharp pain that hurts. That burn that just slowly goes through that muscle and it's coming all around, that's great. We love the burn. That means you're activating it. If it's a sharp pain, back off. Do not do it. Okay? All right, we're going to go into some more balancing to show you a few more if you want. We've got plenty of time for it. We've got another 5 minutes. So we will do some favorite, which are some dancer. Right leg. We're going to have that micro bend. And we're actually going to lean forward a little bit on it. And we're going to pop up this left. And you can leave it right here. If you can, you're going to grasp it. Okay? What I want you to do with your opposite hand is you're going to come up. Beautiful. You can hold it here. If this is a struggle for you to balance right here, hold it here. And just focus on your point in front of you. And breathe. If you feel like, I got this, make sure you're pushing your knees together. Micro bend in this bottom stable leg here, and you're going to start to hinge yourself a little bit. And then what I want you to do is you get to a certain point and you actually are going to kick that foot up. So I'm right here. I'm going to inhale and exhale, and I'm going to kick it up. See how I didn't like pull? I didn't pull. What I did is I got to a certain point and I kicked. So that hand's going to come out in front of you. You're reaching, and you're reaching for the heavens with that leg. Okay? Good. And breathe. When you're ready to come out of it, slowly come out of it. Relax. There you go. That ankle, it's really good activation right here on the ankle and the top part. Because when you're over here and you're wobbling, it's actually strengthening that part. So these are good ankle strengtheners too. So keep that in mind. If you have bad ankles, then you may be the person that can just barely get to, and you can have something next to you like a chair or something that you can actually hold on to if you need to. There's all kinds of props you can use. All right, so we're gonna go the other side now. So now left leg, micro bend, not stick straight, micro bend. The other leg, we're gonna kick up. Do you feel comfortable? Grab it, but then you come back straight. Other arm, straight up. We don't wanna be like this. Legs and knees need to be together, not apart. We'll inhale and exhale. If you feel like, hey, I need more of a challenge, then you can move on to the next step, which is hinging. Find your focal point. Hinge, 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 hinge. Get to a point, kick that leg up. Woo! Sometimes it always messes with me. As you can tell, if I try to look at the camera, it gets wobbly, so I gotta find my focal point and stare at it. And inhale, exhale. Coming out of it slowly. Woo. Good job. Coming out of it slowly, because you don't want to just jerk yourself out of it and get to somewhere too fast, okay? Roll that ankle out. And hydrate as much as you need during the workout. I find talking when I'm doing the workout makes me very dehydrated, but normally I'll stop a couple times to drink, especially if it's hot yoga. I'll do quite a few times. It just kind of depends. We're gonna move to some good stretches on the mat. So come to the front. We're gonna go into a lunge position. So of course we're gonna kind of do our sun salutation partial to get there. So you inhale up, swan dive down, and we're gonna lunge. You pick the leg. I'm gonna go with left leg back. Right leg will stay forward. I'm gonna make sure my knee is behind my toes. It is not way forward like this. Dangerous for your knees. Back it up. Back it up. Make sure, if you can, your hands are on either side. Looking up and forward. And breathe. Good. This is going to be stretching out my thigh and the inner thigh kind of in your hip area right here, the hip flexors, which is really nice. When you feel comfortable, let's drop that back knee down. And we're going to put the back toes down. We will come up onto this knee. If this is too much for you, you can stay in the lunge position. But if it's not, I like to kind of lean into that hip, come up, super opening of the hip flexors. So if you have tight hips, you may not be able to get to this position. It's okay if you want to stay on the back end, kind of like more up like this. But I like to come forward to where I can just kind of stretch them out. But I am pretty flexible, so if you can't, each person is very different. Just figure out your practice and go from there. One hand down, one hand will stay on this hip. What I want you to do is open it slowly. We're gonna open it to where this foot kind of rotates. You will feel this in the back of that glute. Kind of opening and stretching that back. I love that one too, that's a good one. Very good. Bringing it back. We're going to slowly walk it back, walk it back, walk it back. We're going to flex this front foot, keeping your knee on the ground here, and you're going to actually lean over a little bit. Now we're stretching our hamstring, the back of this thigh. And what you can do, you can grab onto your leg or you can grab your toes. You don't want to pull back too hard. You just want to use it as kind of like a stabilizer, or you can use the side of the mat. Just try to bring your head down a little bit. Go to where you feel the stretch and it's not too tight. If you inhale, and when you exhale, you can feel you can go just a little bit further. So get there, inhale, exhale, move just a little bit further. And you'll feel that that's what helps your flexibility. As you inhale, and while you're exhaling, you just try to move a little bit deeper. That's how you're going to be able to keep increasing your flexibility each time. We're going to then point our toes, come back up, and we can come to all fours. While we're on all fours, we'll take a minute to do some cat-cow breaths before we move to the other side. Cat-cow is a wonderful way if you're ever just needing some range of motion, flexibility, or it's just too much for you when you're on the mat. You can go to that move and just kind of relax there. So hands are underneath my shoulders, knees underneath my hips, all fours. I'm going to inhale, and as I inhale, I push my belly down, bottom goes up, and my head goes up. As I exhale, I'm going to act like a cat that's scared, and I'm going to push that back up, suck that belly in really tight, and I'm going to tuck my head under. Okay? So that's what you're doing. Inhale. You're pushing that belly down. Exhale. Sucking that belly in, pulling that back up. So do a few of those at your own pace. Good. What we'll do from here, curl your toes. We'll pop up into down dog. Pushing our booty back in the air. Let's go ahead and just pedal so that what you're doing with your heels, if you can see, there we go, is you're just gonna put one heel down, other heel down. One heel down, other heel down. One heel, other heel. Okay? We'll move through our flow on here, since I was crooked. And what we'll do from down dog We can go ahead and raise the leg. So the other one I did, the right leg was forward, so left leg is gonna go up in the air and it's gonna swing forward to get me into my lunge. So now I'm doing the other side lunge. So again, remember your knee is gonna be back. We don't wanna pull it way forward. We want it to be back. We're balancing. Taking a few breaths here. Starting to stretch that hip flexor out, which always feels wonderful. If this is a struggle for you, you can use blocks, or you don't have to come all the way down. We're gonna go ahead and lower that back knee down. And if it's too much for you, you can kind of tilt your hips back a little bit and put your hands up here. I like to put my hands up here, but I push that hip forward, making sure that knee is still completely behind my toes. Just to open my hip flexor on this right side and that thigh. Especially after running, this is a good stretch. Good. We're gonna put one arm down. Other arm's gonna stay up here on your knee. And what we're gonna do, put the other foot that's behind us down, the toes down, and we're gonna slowly start to open, 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 open. To wherever you feel comfortable. We're opening that back area, plus this hip flexor down here. Good. We're gonna bring it back. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna take our hands, we're gonna take it back, back, back. While we do that, our front foot flexes to come up, toes are up pointing to the sky. Hands can stabilize you on your leg, on the mat, wherever you'd like. And we're going to slowly come over. And remember, this is where we're gonna inhale, exhale, go just a little further. Inhale, exhale, go just a little bit further. Inhale, exhale. If you can go further, you can. Some people, you may be kind of stuck at that position. That's okay. You may have really tight muscles. And just breathe. We're going to slowly start to walk it back forward a little bit to all fours. Do another quick round of cat-cow breaths at your own breath. So, hands are back, knees are on all fours here. We're going to inhale, and we're going to drop the belly, raise the head, raise the bottom. Exhale, we're going to pull that belly in tight and drop that head. And repeat. This is a good one too, where you can inhale. You can kind of sway it around, see where you need it. Exhale. And you kind of sway back and forth and get that lower back a little bit. Love that part. One more time. Inhale. And exhale. We're going to move to the front of our mat a little bit. What I want you to do is, while we're here, go ahead and bring your right knee up in between your hands. And what we're going to do, we're going to go into half pigeon. So we're going to start to get that leg kind of kicked out a little bit. If you're right here, that's fine. What you want to do is be able to just kind of sit right back down here. Not a whole lot to the side. So wherever you're comfortable, if you can only get to here, that's fine. The eventual goal is to get your leg way out here and sit out, okay? But do not push it. We're gonna start here on our hands, breathing. What we're doing right now is we are opening up that glute and that back hamstring right there. Inhale, exhale. Can you come down a little bit more? Good. We're gonna inhale, exhale. Can I come down more? Yes. Inhale, exhale. If this is where you feel the pull, just stay right there, a few breaths. If you're like, nope, I don't feel, enough of a pull yet, inhale, exhale. Eventually you can come all the way down, head resting on your hands. But it's hard for me to talk on that position, so I'll stay right here. Good job. Let's take like 3 more breaths right here. Good. We're going to start to come out of it. So if you're down where your head is resting, just going to lift your head. Then we'll come back up to our arms, elbows. Then we will take one hand, second hand, we're going to come back up. Good. 2 ways we can get out of this. One is we can just pull this leg back and come into all fours. The other way is you can actually sit back onto your bottom and turn around. So I can sit back on my bottom, come kind of on your bottom, and you're going to actually rotate because my leg's already over here in the right position. You may not be able to see this greatly, but I'm going to come like this, and I'm just going to pop my leg behind me, come back up. You can see, and you can stay on your arms right here, or we can start to go down. So I'll turn this way. So you can see a little bit from the front way. Okay. This leg I am not as flexible, so I cannot have it over here parallel. So I do have to tuck it under a little bit because I'm not there yet with this side. This is a more tight side for me. So you'll notice one side, you're a lot more flexible than the other one. It's completely natural. You just know then that that's the side you need to work on more. Inhale and exhale. If you're like, whoo, that's got me right there, just stay right there, don't move. If you're like, I think I can go a little bit further, then you will come on down on the exhales. Inhale, exhale, come on down. Inhale, exhale. Inhale and exhale. Now I'm stretching out this other glute and hamstring. And even the inner thigh a little bit, you've got it stretched a little bit. I would say if you're doing your own practice at home, whatever side you're less flexible on, stay there longer. Do 3 breaths on the side that you're like, ooh, this is easy, I got this. The other side, maybe do 5 breaths. Just try to make sure you can increase that flexibility with that inhale and then exhale, trying to go a little bit further. That'll help your body to get that side that's not as flexible and tight to get it kind of loosened up and more flexible. So we're going to start to come out of it. So if your hands were down on that mat and head was on them, you're going to come up. You're going to slowly come up to your elbows, one palm at a time, and we're going to come back. And we're actually going to come onto our bottom. I'm going to come sideways because I can just have my bottom right here. I'm going to put my feet together. And what we're going to do is a little bit of butterfly. Just to kind of get it worked out a little bit. And what you can do is we can inhale and we can go forward a little bit to exhale. Grabbing those foot right there, flat back. Don't want to round it too much right now. We want to flat back. Good. Come back up straight. Butterfly them out. And what we're going to do is we're going to put them together, swing them around. We're going to come back down to our back. So I'm going to roll it down. I'm gonna do it this way so you guys can see what my legs look like on this part. So what we can do to start off, which is always a nice pose, is we can bring our knees to our chest. You can grab them, hold them, and let's just rock back and forth. Then you can circle it around one way, maybe the other way. Love it. Let's let go. Put your hands out to a T, and we can windshield wipe a little bit, going back and forth slowly. And we're gonna go to one of my favorite twists, which is we're just gonna go to one side, which I'm gonna go towards my left side. Let gravity take it, take them all the way down. If you can, if not, they'll be up high, but if you can, go all the way down. And since my legs are pointing towards the left, my head will then look towards the right, towards this hand. So I'm twisting. Legs going one way, head going the other way. Twists are great for your internal organs to get them activated, motivated, all the intestines and the digestive system. It's really good for that. And just inhale, exhale. We're going to inhale, bringing our knees up, back to center, and guess what? We're going to exhale, go the other way. So now my legs are going to go towards the right, so my head is going to have to go over here to the left. And inhale, exhale. This is a great lower back stretch also. It actually ends up getting up into the mid back, which is your thoracic area, which is a good stretch. Inhale, bringing your legs back. Set your feet back down, and we're going to keep our knees bent. And so what we're going to do is we're going to inhale and exhale slowly, and we're just going to windshield wiper with our feet on the mat. So we worked on our thoracic, which with our back, you start your head, you have your cervical, then you have your thoracic, which is in the chest region, and then towards the bottom of your back, you have the lumbar or the closest sacral area. So we're just kind of getting them stretched out, warmed up, and guess what? We're going side to side. So keeping your feet on the mat, drop them to one side. This is going to stretch where my very lowest back, my lumbar and my sacrum and your glutes are. So you can feel it really low down. Arms are still out. My legs are going to the left, so my head will still go to my right. This is always my problem area after having two boys. They definitely wreak havoc on your hips, and so I always love this one just to get that sacral area, which is a very important area for movement and for women. Opening up. Inhale, bring your knees back up to center. Exhale. Knees will go to the right, head will go to the left. Inhale, back up. We're gonna keep one foot still down. The other one, we're gonna raise up to the air. If you need, you can have a strap on your foot and hold it down. Otherwise, I'm gonna grab my leg, and what I'm gonna do with it flexed, which means my toes are gonna point down towards my head, I'm gonna inhale and exhale, pulling. Inhale, exhale. Remember, if you want to stretch a little bit further, do it on your exhales. And if you feel like that's all you can do, you just hold it there and breathe. Good. We're gonna bend this leg and we're gonna bring it over to the other ankle is gonna be over the other thigh, and you're gonna lift it up. As you can see, this ankle's over my other thigh. I'm gonna thread through, grab my thigh, and I'm just gonna pull it in. You can also lift your head for a little bit extra, but I find you get the same thing if you leave your head down and you just pull it in. I'm actually stretching over here on this thigh, hamstring, glutes, that area. If you want more advanced, you can always grab an ankle, grab the other ankle, pull them together like a little pretzel. You can really feel that stretch there. But you don't have to do that. You can keep it right here if you'd like. This is a good time to roll this foot, this ankle. Just roll it one way and go the other way. Good. Let's release both of our feet back to the mat. Now we're gonna change to the other leg up. So I'm gonna keep my right leg down where it is. Left is gonna come up. I'm gonna flex that foot. So it's not pointed, it's flexed. Toes are coming to me. Inhale, exhale. I'm gonna try to grab or use a strap if I have it. Inhale, and on my exhales, that's when I'm gonna pull it towards me. And hold it wherever you're comfortable at. And don't forget to breathe. We're gonna bend this top leg and put that ankle over the other one. So I've got ankle over the other thigh right here, threading it through, grabbing my thigh, bringing it down to me. Now I'm feeling a stretch in this other leg over here in my hamstring and my glutes. This is the time when you have this foot over here, you can rotate the ankle one way and then the other. And again, if you feel like, I don't really feel it too much, grab your ankle, grab the other one, pull them towards you. You will feel it at that point. Little human pretzel. And we're gonna release, bringing our knees bent, feet back down. So we're gonna go into our last few minutes of chaturanga flow. Or not chatur, I'm sorry. We're gonna go to Shavasana. We're done with all that flowing. So we're gonna go to Shavasana now. So we're just gonna start to do our relaxation. So if you know where you wanna go with it, go ahead. If you want to, I can lead you in there. So I'm gonna straighten out my legs. I'm going to actually bring my arms up because I do like to go through a super tightening of all my muscles to get that relaxation. So we're going to start. We're going to tighten and tighten your fists. Tighten like you're lifting weights. Squeeze your chest, biceps. I'm going to squeeze my abs, squeeze my glutes super tight. Thighs, squeeze them together. I'm gonna curl my toes and I'm gonna squeeze every muscle that I have. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. And what I'm gonna do, if you're squeezing so tight, is I'm gonna inhale. And on my exhale, I'm just gonna let go. Let everything fall down. Your feet will fall to the side. Your arms will fall to the side. Everything should be relaxed now. We're going to go into a short relaxation stage here where you don't think about anything. You're back to normal breaths at this point. And just take a minute to breathe. you're in this pose, final ending pose, the Shavasana, this is our relaxation where we don't think about much, but I can give you some words of wisdom while we're in this pose of relaxation. We want to, one of the greatest books I read was The 4 Agreements. And we'll start today with the first agreement, which is be impeccable. If you can be impeccable with your word, that is the first step. If you tell someone you're going to do something, be impeccable. Do it. It goes back to the olden days where someone would give you their word instead of writing up a contract or signing something. They would say, I give you my word. The word is the most powerful tool that the human has. And we want to make sure that we do good with it and we are actually doing what we say and using it positively. Because your word can be used as white magic, which is very good and positive, or it can be used as black magic, which is that negative, when you say something to someone about how they look, and that's going to affect them, and that's going to permeate with them. You don't want to put that out there in the universe. We want to be positive. We want to lift each other up. And so make sure when you are using your most powerful tool as a human, your word, we are positive and we keep our word if we promise something. This is the number one important thing you can do, to be impeccable. I'm going to let you stay here for a minute in quiet silence, and then I'll bring you back. When you're ready to come back, let's start wiggling our fingers, wiggling our toes. You don't have to open your eyes yet. Let's just start wiggling things. Let's go ahead and start by putting your feet on the mat, bending those knees. We're just gonna kind of rock our knees back and forth lightly just to kind of reawaken everything up. And we're gonna roll to one side into almost the fetal position, holding your hand, your head in your hands. Take a few breaths in this position. We're going to put our hand down and start to come up into a seated position. So you'll slowly start to raise it up. Now, since you were kind of in a deep state of relaxation, let's slow, don't go too fast, into a seated position, wherever's comfortable for you. Find your comfort. I'm going to do a few neck rolls right here just to kind of get my neck reactivated. And after yoga, my neck always gets nice and warmed up, so it's a good time. Get some shoulder rolls. Oh yeah. And the other way. I really appreciate you guys joining me today for this practice. And I'm excited that hopefully we got a little bit of a warm up and a little stretch out. So I really appreciate it. And I hope you guys enjoyed it. And I want to, at this point, we'll take a couple of last cleansing breaths. So inhale up. Exhale, hands together, heart center. One more inhale. Exhale, heart center. Inhale. Move your hands up to your third eye. And I will say that the light in me sees and appreciates the light in you. And with that, let's bow and we will say Namaste. Thank you guys for joining.